One. Okay, so welcome to now NGS online workshop. You can find the syllabus at bit.ly/NGS Centers for Analysis. You can register online with your name, email, mobile number at bit.ly/register NGS or NGS in caps. You can subscribe, save, share, like, and hit the bell icon to our YouTube channel bit.ly/YouTube-by-info. You can also join the NGS Centers for Analysis WhatsApp group at bit.ly/NGS WAP and contact myself, the NGS instructor, at this number, and also connect on LinkedIn. Okay, so proceeding, we are in the last section of variation sequencing, variant calling. So we are in the annotation part. Okay, so this command is basically SNPF E in capital. So let us check it. So we go to the terminal. Yes. So cd NGS/RECS/2020/September 2020 and GS 07 October. Yes. So let us check the command. Okay, it's there, right? SNPF is installed. Okay, so we can proceed. Basically we have we came up to this variant annotation effect prediction. We normalized the variance yesterday using VT tool and BCF tools. Okay, so variant annotation effect prediction. Yes. Okay, what is variant annotation? Anybody?
Okay, yesterday I guess we variant annotation and the effect prediction. The variant annotation means predicting the effect of genetic variant, SNPs, insertion, deletion, copy numbers, structural variants on the function of gene transcript in the protein sequence as well as the regulatory proteins. Variant effect annotator typically require the additional information for other data sources. The predicted result will be depend on the type of other data that is known about the organism of the genome under study. The starting point of the variant annotator are the variant SNPs, insertion, deletion, and MNPs usually in the VCF format. The result of the variant annotation may be reported in the text, HTML, or PDF format along with the annotated VCF file that now contain the additional information on each variant. The text/HTML report contain substantially more information than the VCF file, as this later format limit the type of content that may be added.
So one popular variant annotation tool is ANOVAR. ANOVAR is also available in web version WANOVAR. We just have to upload the VCF file into that, and it will be variant effect annotation will come. So let us take a VCF file. For example, we can take NGS 6 September Sunday. So this folder we have this. Okay. So October, so we have this VCF files here. So you can take a VCF file which is usually human VCF file. That is important, right? Okay, so this is Ebola, and that is also genotypes is also Ebola, right? Okay, this is also Ebola runs dataset. Let us try. Let us take BCF tools.bcf only. So copy this into this folder. Yes, so let us take Let's go to Google WNOR. Okay, let us take here itself. Example is there, right? Let us take example. So there is a anemia.vcf file, you can see, right? You can take anemia.vcf. So home, GS, recordings 2020. September and then 7th October. So once we go to WNOR, you can basically go to get started. Yes, plus can anybody read this line about WNOR?
NOR is a rapid emission functional consequence of genetic variation of high throughput. WNOR provides easy and intuitive web-based access to the most popular functionality of the NOR software.
So let's go to get started and we can mention our email, no problem. Sample identifier, one mirror, let's give AN, and then we can choose disease or phenotype. Just anemia, right? Parameter settings, which is HG38 if you want, because that is the latest version. So then input format is VCF, gene definition and individual analysis, disease model. You can choose a disease model if you want. Let us choose X-linked dominant. And let us choose input file. Go to home, this folder. So we choose anime.vcf. Let us click on submit. It's uploading here, right? 8%, 10%. 20%, 30%, 40%, 50% is uploaded. So
Harsha,
yeah, yes, please.
here I see only the home page of this tool. I can see just only home page of this tool.
In where? In the screen.
Yeah, WNOR. Okay. Okay.
If you go down, you can see basic information section, right?
Yes.
So what I did was this. First we clicked on WNOR. Right? ANOVAR means annotating variants, right? ANOVAR, where is variant? ANO means annotation. So click on example. Yes. click on example, there is anemia.vcf here. Yes, basically Anovar will do annotation for human VCF files, so that's why we didn't take our VCF or other VCF files, because that's based on Ebola dataset or maybe E. coli dataset. We're taking human VCF file. So just Google WNOR, you will get example link here. Go to example, get anemia.vcf. So just download it, just click on it, download it. It is about 7.5 MB, right? Okay, so please use institutional email address. The commercial use of Anovar is not allowed. Okay, so previously this was not an issue. Anovar used to give like this, so let us use institutional email address. So anemia.vcf, 1 day, result duration 1 day. Now I can give one day is the maximum. HG38 reference genome, here genome reference consortium 38 VCF, individual analysis none, and then input file, submit. So again it is uploading. Okay, meanwhile we will see other things. What are the consequences of variant effects? Whereas the way the word is used seems to imply universal effect, keep in mind that all effects are related to the information that's currently present in database. The same way as it is alignment and insertion in one of the sequences could be reported as being a deletion in the other. It all depends on what we choose to be the reference. Any effect predicted by an annotator refers to the information already known and stored in the database. Okay, what kinds of effects can variant effect predictors find? Yes, please read this. Yes, what kind of effects can variant effect predictors find?
What kind of effects can variant predictors find? The variant effect, sometimes called consequences, fall into multiple categories. Number one, correlate the location of the variant with other genomic annotations. For example, upstream of a transcript in coding sequence, in non-coding RNA in regulation. Number two, list which genes and transcripts are affected by the variant. Number three, determine consequence of the variant on protein sequencing. For example, stop gate, distance, stop loss, frame shift, other properties. Number four, match known variants that they may have been found in other projects such as 1000 Genome Project.
Okay, so here are a few potential effects. We saw this, right? Here are a few potential effects. Please read this.
Potential effects. Stop gate sequence variant where at least one base of the codon is changed, resulting in a variant effect production. Premature stop codon
okay.
leading to distorted transcript SO 0001587 high. In-frame insertion and in-frame non-synonymous variant that insert bases into the coding sequence SO 0001881 moderate. Distance variation, a sequence variant that changes one or more nucleotide resulting in a different amino acid sequence, but here the length is preserved. SO 0001583 moderate. Protein altering variant, sequence variant is predicted to change the protein encoded in the coding. SO 0001818 moderate.
So what is SO?
SO ID for the variant.
Yes, but I saw sequence ontology, right? Just like gene ontology, we have sequence ontology for defining the sequence features. So it's given here low, moderate,
So
high. What is it?
sequence ontology for like which sequence, like
No, it is for a genomic sequence, but if you see this, for example,
we are dealing with I guess.
yes, Bijushi, 1 minute. So if we open this and go up, so sequence. Yes, ontologies, right? So sequence ontology. So sequence ontology website is this sequenceontology.org. So it is a project for definition of sequence features using biological sequence annotation. You know already, we know, right? Exon, intron, 5' UTR, 3' UTR, repeats, chromosome, replicon, telomere. Yes, how a sequence is divided into various regions. Gene is also sequence ontology, right? It is not specific to any particular sequence. It is a broad classification of,
Okay.
just like gene
Yes,
ontology we
yes,
are
yes.
having,
Now, yes, I understand.
just like gene
So
ontology.
if you are looking at different variant, then we can do this. Like once we have the DNA sequence and then we want to see the variant, where is we have like okay, some mutation, either we have some repetition, either we have some variable region,
Yeah,
something like
so the
that.
variant position based on which range of coordinate it is occurring on the genome, we can check the variant is occurring in intron, variant in exon, variant in 5' UTR, 3' UTR, variant in coding sequence, variant in transcript, like
So,
that.
there is one more doubt. Like here in the our like analysis, we are dealing with the DNA sequences.
Yeah,
Okay. So all those are related to the variant in the DNA sequences.
yeah, we can also do RNA-seq variant also, because fundamentally in RNA-seq what we are doing, we are not taking the mRNA, right? We are just taking cDNA. Yes,
Yes, yes,
that's also something like a DNA sequence only. We are not having uracil, we are having thymine only, right?
yes,
If
yes.
cDNA is nothing but complementary DNA. So the cDNA sequence also we can do the various SNP calling. The only thing is some of the regions of the original genome will be lost, because we are only transcribing the
And the sequences are either like the BAM format, like after yes, same either BAM format.
yes, everything is the same, right? We are just taking a part of a sequence which is after splicing we are taking the exonic regions only, right?
Yes,
Yes, so RNA we know how it is transcribed from DNA, right? We have to
but
just
once we are taking the exam, then it's kind of the transcriptome, na? Like we
yeah,
don't
yeah,
have
it's
any
on the
kind of the
transcript.
intron.
Yeah. So fundamentally we know transcription, right? We just replace T with U, right?
Yes,
Yes, we replace A with T with U, and we know how transcription works. So the cDNA we can take it as something, it is when the variant calling is done, it does not differentiate between DNA and cDNA. So cDNA is what is being considered there. So the sequence ontology is sequence features based on this gene ontology. So sequence ontology is very simple compared to gene ontology, but it's a very small representation like this. It is about, I think, if you go to this website sequenceontology.org, so it will not contain any accession number of any particular sequence, nothing. It will just contain What are the general features, sequence features that a sequence can contain? So this is if you open this website, so the current SO files, if you just check the readme, so let us check a particular this itself, this PDF itself. We can see this is how it is represented. Basically, the relations between various sequence features. For example, sequence feature is always at the top, and if you want to represent, for example, X element combinatorial repeat, it's a part of a telomere, it's part of a chromosomal structural variant. It is a repeat region, it's a chromosome part which is part of a chromosome, and it's a replicon, and it is also a biological region, and repeat region is a repeat unit, and it's also a biological region, and the replicon is a biological region, and the biological region is a region, and the region is a sequence feature. So this whole sequence ontology is represented, just like gene ontology is represented in terms of molecular function, cellular component, and what is it, MOCC and BP, biological process, right? Okay, so coming back, so let us close this. So several terms, also affect is associated with a somewhat subjective qualifier, low, moderate, high, that aims to characterize its severity and impact of the effect on the biological process. Okay, so what kind of variant annotators can I use? So these are some of variant annotators. ANNOVAR we just saw, right? Let us see if it's uploaded. So software tool to functionally annotate genetic variants detected from diverse genomes. This ANNOVAR is basically for human dataset. So submission has been received by ANNOVAR, submission 277682. So the results will be generated here after the computation is done. So let us check this link. Yes, so sample identifier AN we gave, right? File name is anime.vcf, file format is VCF4, reference genome is HG38, human genome reference consortium 38 version, disease model is no filtering, process variants. So 30,726 variants have been processed. So can we check it? Where do we have anime.vcf? We have anime.vcf here. So let us check it quickly. We can do grep qualifier v caret hash anime.vcf, and what should we do here? wc qualifier l. So 30,726 variants, right? Yes, this is a number of variants, right? Yes, this is how we count the number of variants. Yes, we exclude the header lines and count the number of lines. Yes. Yes, hello. Yes, this is how we count the number of variants.
This variant in the anemia okay, disease, like
that is this variant file, this variant calling has been done in a patient who is suffering from anemia. Okay.
Yes. With in reference genome, like after comparing the reference genome,
yeah,
there is like 3,726 variant.
Yeah. To be more specific, this is not specifically a genome variation, this is exome variation. Okay, so if we go to example, exome sequencing data, can you read this example?
Okay. Exome sequencing data. We previously reported an exome sequencing study identifying a mutation in EKLR as the unrelated finding in a patient with hemolytic anemia. a study originally designed to uncover the genetic basis of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder ADHD5. The VCF file is used as the input into WNOR with the rare dominant Mendelian disease selected as the disease model. In total, 87 variants were left after the filtration, whose corresponding genes are the submitted automatically in the input into phenylazer together with the anemia or hemolytic anemia by WNOR. From the result network, the PKLR gene is ranked top with the term hemolytic anemia.
Yes, so you can see our link to the result also. You can check this here. So you can see basically we can view the exome sequencing and genome summary results. Both we can see. So exome is a subset of genome, right? So it will exome basically how we get is this way. We get to create gene panels. Gene panels we will take for a particular disease. We will do it like this. How it is done. So gene panels. You search like this, so we will get it like this. So okay, 1 minute. So blueprint genetics, for example, we will get it like this. Gene panels. So panel content, if you go, you can see this, right? Genes in anemia panel and their clinical significance. Yes, you can see the genes names here in alphabetical order. And okay, so not wasting too much in this, if you just open the CSV file, exome sequencing results, and in this folder itself. Okay, and then coming back, let us do a command line annotation. So how to use SNPF? We will compare two strains of Ebola virus. We will attempt to determine which changes are likely to impact function of the genome. So SNPF databases, output redirection to listing.txt. So let us take this.
Here, this SNPEFF is kind of the database.
It is an annotation tool, right? Let us
Okay.
let this command be on the back. So clear SNP in small letters and E in capital and FF in small. If you just click on it, this is conda install SNPF. Okay, so as you can see it here, right? Databases, where is databases? Show currently available databases from local config file. Yes. It's something like BLAST. You know, BLAST databases are there, right? That day in metagenomics we saw, right? 16S microbial, 16S rRNA. Yes, Brijesh, you remember in BLAST we saw, right? BLAST databases, update BLAST dv.pl. Hello.
I remember.
Yeah. So
Yes.
like that already we have pre-built databases into the command itself. So let us run this SNPF databases. So we output redirect listing.txt. So if you want to do it in standard output also, let us do this way. So a lot of databases are there, right, for many genomes. Okay, so now let us clear this and then ls. This is listing.txt. Let us remove this. Okay, so next in listing we want to check for this Ebola, right? So cat listing.txt. So you should do grep, right? It's grep Ebola. So you can see, right, the Ebola underscore there, Ebola virus KJ603461. This is a zip file associated with this. This is the annotation database for this. So once we get this, next step is obviously simple. We can do two ways. We can just download with def command. We can also do this way. So let us do this way. SNPF download space Ebola underscore there. We are downloading the annotation database. So annotation is nothing but what we understand by annotation. We have a particular experimental data, whatever is background data, to that we are comparing. That's the annotation process. So this is error while okay. So we got this error. So let us check it directly. If that also doesn't work, maybe it's problem with the link. Yes, so we will update the data. We will update it. So first we will check this. Bioconda space SNPF. It's updated with some new databases. We will do conda update. So this is where we see the importance of conda update, right? I'm not doing conda install, I'm doing conda update. So obviously conda update should now update any databases also within the SNPF. Okay, so find variance.sh, we already did this command, and samples.txt. Okay, let us take this SRR ID. So up to 20 we took already. Yes, 20 we took already, right? So let's just take 21 because up to 20 we took already. To take 21, what should we do? Nothing, it's just same thing, right? If we just take 21, go to previous folder. CD NGS RECS 2020 September 2020, and then we'll go to NGS 6 October Tuesday. Yes, so we have up to 20.bcf, right? We already have. So what should we do? We can give fast queue dump qualifier X 10,000 split files this. Okay, so if this may not be run, we'll do source activate bioinfo. Yes, so we did source activate bioinfo, and then let's check 21 was generated by accident. 21 is not yet generated. Okay, so this command fast queue dump, we're writing first 10,000 spots, right? Across the entire read length. So fast queue dump, exactly what we remember as it is doing, it is writing vertically 10,000 spots for each base in the read. Yes. For first base, it's running all the 10,000 position, 10,000 reads for spots. Second one, say 10,000 spots. Third, 10,000 spots, like that. So we remember that for 17, 18, 19, 20 also we took 10,000 reads only, right? Last time, yes. We changed the script, right? In find variance.sh, we changed the script to from 1 lakh to 10,000. Okay, so let us now give samples.txt is there, right? So let us just put cat samples.txt, we'll just check it. So it's containing up to 20, right? So let us put just cat greater than cat sample, or what we should do exactly, cat greater than samples.txt. This is for appending, right? Now let us append this. Now let us check samples.txt. Yes, now it's containing 21 also, right? Yes. Yes, we have added 21, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have added 21. 21 is already downloaded also, so no problem. So let us just take this. It will not take much time also. So let us first cp find variance .sh. So it's no problem. We will just generate the BAM files also. That's why it's important to repeat this process, because it's not trivial to do this for one SRR. So we'll copy this cp find variance.sh, and then we'll also copy samples.txt. To what we'll copy to NGS 07, right? So we'll do cd so we have find variance.sh. So let us check this find variance.sh. So we changed it, right? We remember. So this is 10,000, right? Read number is 10,000. Yes, so let us check samples.txt. This is 5 SRR files. So what is the next thing we should do? Find variance.sh. This accession number, we already saw that Ebola accession number is this only. So let us take this script bash chmod a plus x find variance.sh bash find variance.sh, and once we do this, we should also do this part. This is an XARGS, that is command line invocation of input. In input itself we are mentioning the in command itself we are mentioning the input. Okay, so we'll take care of the entire thing from downloading to the BAM files and then VCF file. So these are our 5 samples. SRR 1972, 917, 918, 919, 920, 921. So first BAM file we will arraign in SRR 917.bam, SRR 917.vcf is generated. We are just having 10,000 reads, so it's doing quickly. 1 lakh will take too much time. So we are going to 918. Second step is arraigning reads. 918.bam is generated. Next 919 we are going to. Third one, we should get the BAM file. Doing the 919 SRR, the 900 BAM is generated and 919.bf is generated. Going to fourth one, 920. So whenever it's mentioned downloading data for that particular SRR, it means we are downloading the first 10,000 spots for the entire read length using fast queue dump. So BAM file is generated for the fourth read. VCF is also generated, and then fifth one, 921, last one. So 91.bam is generated, and then we have 91.vcf. And combined VCF is generated for all of them. Okay, so let us now quickly go back. So SNPF Ebola Zaire combined.vcf will do annotated.vcf. So before this, what we should do, so SNPF dump Ebola underscore Zaire we should do, right? So at least if we need to download the database to use it, let us see if the conda update is done. Okay, so Control C. So let us run this command. Same problem. Okay, so let us check it this way. Clear. ls SNPF. Let us check it this way. Java qualifier Java archive snpf.jar download Ebola disclose there. Okay. Let us see if there is an alternate way of installing SNPF. We'll do it quickly. Otherwise, let us check the log. If why are we getting this error, we'll check this log. Because up to listing we got properly. So whether this CSV file is downloaded, it is downloaded already. So where is the CSV file for anemia? Query output exam summary.csv, right? Once we open this, it will contain lot of columns like polyfen and other columns. There will be the annotation columns. So based on some filtering has to be done to prioritize the snips. So fundamental motivation to annotate the snips is to prioritize the snips. Which snips are more prioritized in terms of functional significance. So bioinformatics this finish, and then yes, we will see. We'll get a this. We will get a this like this. Because tab we remove. Tab doesn't producing this. Okay, let us click OK. A very big CSV file for 30,000 variants approximately. So you can see many columns here, right? You can see the start position, end position. So what you can say about start position, end position?
Yes, sir. Start.
Yeah. What can you observe from start and end position?
Anemia file?
Yeah, the anemia.vcf we have basically annotated now. We have annotated it using ANNOVAR. Yes, we can basically say that anemia.vcf file is already normalized, right? It's already normalized. Is it normalized or not?
Yes, of course,
Yes,
it is
yes.
normalized.
because there's only one base in the reference position, right? Yes.
Yes,
Yes. So start position and end position is the same, right? You can observe that. The start is same as end, right?
yes,
Yes. Wherever there is a number in the start, the same number is coming in the end also, right? Yes. Because it's only one base, right? So we can say that in a normalized VCF, start position, end position will be the same, right? Yes.
okay,
So we have a functional reference gene, it's all exonic, and then we have a gene reference gene, and we have the gene detail. We will have a lot of columns actually, a lot of columns. So I'm going right. Synonymous, synonymous single nucleotide variation. Then we'll have a amino acid change, right, with respect to the reference gene. So amino acid change, where can you see it? Where can you see the amino acid change in this column?
amino acid change.
Amino acid change is non-synonymous. Okay.
That is
So
fine.
synonymous is also amino acid.
See, synonymous means obviously there will be no amino acid change, that is fine. But in non-synonymous, as you said, amino acid change will be there. But I am asking, where can you see the amino acid change represented here?
T dot
Yes, so
I
S is serine, right? This is serine at 558th position. It's changing to leucine, right? Yes, if it's a synonymous, the T amino acid is the same, right? At 394 position, the threonine is remaining as threonine, right? Yes. Yes. Hello. Yes.
Yes,
If
yes.
it is a synonymous, threonine is remaining as threonine. If it is synonymous, the leucine is same as leucine at 615th position. If it is non-synonymous, serine is changing to leucine, right? So we have this, and then let us see further.
So here, like, there is another in non-synonymous where isoleucine change into serine. Okay.
Yeah. So wherever there is non-synonymous mutation, that means usually which codon position will change for non-synonymous usually. Yes, for non-synonymous, which codon position will change usually?
for synonymous.
For non-synonymous,
For second, first and second.
first and second, right? Because we can see that for most of the degeneracy, second codon position is conserved, so that is why first and second position should change for non-synonymous mutations. Third position is not so significant. Okay, so let us browse through further columns. The tab. You can see all of this, right? These are all populations, 100 genomes populations. You can see then DB-SNP, cosmic data, DB-SNP, RSID, cosmic ID, and see ClinVar signature, and you see genome-wide association studies, PubMed references. So polyfind, all of these columns, whatever is there, there will be some criteria. Okay, there will be some criteria to filter the SNPs. Based on this annotation, we'll filter the SNPs. This is a further thing, that is annotating VCF is the first step. Filtering VCF is different, filtering SNPs is different. Here we are filtering the SNPs based on each, filtering the SNPs. A lot of columns. So if you see, this is remember the columns. So website, this is Google Meet connected because there is something in the okay. So then let us check this. I will check this 1 minute. So Genome India, I will show this briefly. Okay, let me share this link. Is it Genome India or is it Genomics? I don't remember. No. Oh, 1 minute, I will check this. It should be Genomics India. I will check it. Else I'll directly check because I remember the title, so that is better. Genotypic. Let me check PDF. Yeah, Genomics India. Okay, so if you see this Savanir book, email I will also search this Sharma. The system has slowed down. Okay. The Genomics India 2019 conference, transforming lives with genomics. If you go down, let me come down. Let me check it. Yes, can you read this title? Yes, can you read this title?
SNP priority. Yeah, SNP priority system genomic paradigm to the filter disease caused to SNP.
Yes, so basically what is done here is we take a particular VCF file, less like we took for ANOVAR, materials and method. So variants are annotated using ANOVAR and web-based interface. We are supplying the respective variant call format with three typical phenotypes, namely bleeding disorder, short stature epilepsy. We can take the same anemia itself, okay, we can take this, and once we do that, once after filtering the SNPs, focus autosomal dominant or recessive or homozygosity or heterozygosity. These four things are checked and addressed carefully in systematic lookup of online Mendelian inheritance in our own database, an online Mendelian inheritance man database, and the compendium of variant filtering annotations gathered over time in far-fetched team of. Okay, so basically, if you see this here, there is Sando. So let me check whether I have a script. Yes, these three steps will do the variant filtering. This is our script I developed. So based on the CSV file, we just have to do this. This is our script. So we just take the gene map topic, what are the gene panels we have that we have in a text file. Gene panel, we do it as gmap.txt. We gave it as a data frame, and filter 0.vcf, we do the gene sum, gene panel, gene reference gene. By gene reference gene column, we should take the intersection, there is a common join, whatever is there in the gene panel for anemia and whatever is there in this annotation file, we take it, and the rest of the same as below, correlating with Excel filtering. So the Excel filtering is done in this way. So this is the filtering we do. A subset we take for the filter or VCF. So this cutoff is applied. For other info, it should be greater than 8. Mutation tester should not be equal to n. Mutation tester pred should not equal to VP. Polyfen should not equal to V. Filter shift pred should not equal to T. ClinVar SHG not equal to B9, and 1000 genomes all less than equal to 0.05. And reference genes, it should be not synonymous single variant, it should be non-synonymous, then only it is for disease causing, right? And functional referencing should be exonic, and other info it should be homozygous. So this filters are applied, and then we get this particular prioritized variants. Okay, here non-synonymous, here glycine is changing to arginine, right, at 1912 position. Okay, so this way we can prioritize the SNPs. This was presented at 20th anniversary of Genotypic, the largest bioinformatics and first bioinformatics company of India with 14,000 crores turnover. The 20th anniversary was held in 2018, I think, in Bangalore. Okay, so then let us check this SNP. SNP-Swift is also similar to this only Unaware. Unaware is more important because it's for human datasets. Human datasets annotation is more important. So enable the custom annotations for SNPF. How to use ensemble variant effect predictor. So we can take the anemia file itself, for example. So we can check the variant effect predictor. Okay, we can go to this PEP. Okay, this will open in Mozilla, right? So okay, let us close it. Okay, so let us check this this link. First, this link I'll give. This is in page number
32,
yeah,
52.
40, right? Let us check. Okay.
40, I guess.
41, right? Page number 41, 71. Okay, so this link I'll share in WhatsApp. Page 41. Okay, and then let us check the same link. I will check whether the files. 1 minute. I will check whether. I will just check this. Then we will see this. Okay, okay, so then we have VEP variant effect predictor. Let us check it. Similar to WNOR. Okay, this link here. We have variant effect predictor. It's an ensemble tool. It's a Homo sapiens, right? The name of the job, optional. Let's keep it as anemia. So input data. You can also upload the file. Let us upload. Yes. Foreigns 2020, set 2020, and year of this year. So let us go here. Okay, so we can check. These consequences are nothing but what? Consequences are the variant effects, right? Variant effects are also called consequences. That we saw already here. Variant effects are consequences, and coding region variants are usually based on non-synonymous nodes. Okay, so we will choose the default itself. We'll choose default. Ensemble GenCode transcripts. Okay, we'll click on run. So fundamentally it will take time to upload, right? This is 7.5 MB file. So this will give us output in a pie chart format. So pie chart we know, right? It's a circular sectors. Circle is divided into sectors based on the quantum of the data. If a particular representation, if a particular subset is more, it will take more angle in the sector. If there's less representation, it will take less angle with respect to the center. The angle subtended at the center. So let us check this. So just as with Ebola data, it's essentially it's the same genome build for predictions as per IMF. For human genomes, the process is more error prone. Since unlike for Ebola virus, the chromosome names stay the same across builds. Hence, there is no way to tell from the same name of the sequence what genomic build it came from. Okay, so there is some sort of conflict there. Usually, chromosome names have to be CHR1, CHR2 like that. In some cases, they're just 1, 2, 3, 4. So in that case, we have to replace the 1, 2, 3, 4 with CHR1, CHR2 like that. And needless to say, this is a source of significant and ongoing problem with reproducibility. It's exceedingly easy to misuse data and process it in the wrong context accidentally. It does not help that even the naming is inconsistent. As it happens, the University of California Santa Cruz UCC genome build is called Hygiene 19 corresponds to genome build GRCH37. It's only starting with the latest GRCH38 release when at least the numbers will match GRCH38. It's called HG38. Okay, so let us quickly go back to the interface. So just to see how SNPF will give the output, we have to first download the database. Let us try this command whether it works, because we have already created the combine. Combine.bcf is already there, right? It's already there. SNPF Ebola virus Ebola underscore server combine.bcf t annotated .bcf. So basically the data set is quite outdated, or SNPF has to be updated. Okay, so if you want to check the log also, it's not coming in the BioStar. So okay, so variant effect predictor is done. So this is, we want to save it. Yes, we can save it. We can edit. We can share. We can delete. So it's still running, right? It's still running. Okay, still running. Meanwhile, we get back to the log of SNPF. Okay, so this is, we will check how to download snpf.jar. We will search for this. So installing and configuring snpf. So let us read this and let us proceed this way. Installation of SNPF we have here. So initial setup, official installation instructions. We'll download SNPF latest version 5.0. Download. We'll put it in this folder itself. So it's simple, right? Next thing is to extract this. So let us check the VEP, variant effect predictor, how far it has progressed. Still running. It's loading the component. Okay, so it's done. You can view the results. Total number of variants is matching with what we found in command line. Variants filtered out 0. So now all the existing variants 29,366, 95.6%, existing variants 1334.4%, overlap genes this much, and overlap transcripts and overlap regulatory features. So you can see the consequences and you can see the coding consequences. Yes. Intron variant, non-coding transcript variant, downstream gene variant, upstream gene variant, NMD transcript variant, regulatory region variant, intergenic variant, non-coding transcript exon variant, distance variant, others. You see NMD transcript variant. So nonsense mediated decay transcript variant. Yes. And then here we have instance variant, synonymous variant, frame shift variant, stop lost, stop gain, stop return, in-frame deletion, start lost, coding sequence variant, and protein altering variant. Yes, also we can see a table of similar to what we got for Anavar. This is a different kind of table with some or less number of columns. So biotype and feature strand, transcript support level, feature type, feature. So basically variant effect predictor is doing the annotation at transcript level. Yes. So then you can see where the SNPF has been downloaded, and then extract here. Yes, so let us go to SNPF folder. ls give us SNPF cd SNPF. So SNPF.jar, right? So let's go. So clear ls. So let us do it this way. SNPF download Java preferred Java archive SNPF.jar and download _there. Okay, version 5.0 also we are getting the error. So let us check the log again. So let us check this quickly. SNPF with build genome. So we are getting this error, right? Qualifier jar f qualifier c snpf.config. Okay, so what should we do for this? So give F qualifier C conflict. So basically we are getting download error here itself, right? So F so PFF is for what? We'll check the listing again. SNPF examples. If you see, let us see examples. So lot of VCF file examples are there, right? Okay, so then we can do this. We'll check this. SNPF this VCF file is what we want. In the listing, let us check ls c cat underscore listing. So ls okay, 1 minute. So cat double slash listing txt grep homo, yes, this is x. We should have something. Okay, so homo, so we should just check human, right? So grch 37.87, this is for human genome. Okay, then in the examples we have this. If you want to run this script, for example, SNPF grch it should be like this, right? Java qualifier jar SNPF.jar grch 37.87 and then cancer.vcf. Okay, so this, right? annotating a cancer DCF file for human genome. Previously we did anemia for human exome in nanovar. The database must be very large, right? Because it's a human genome database. Okay, if you want to find out how the VCF unrated VCF file for links looks, let us just check quickly. Hit N35 cancer.vcf. This is how, okay, the chromosome for one particular position is shown here, right? And then ls, let us check this. Hit cancer dot annotated.vcf. Yes, you can find that more metadata is present, right? Patient germline, patient somatic. Yes, so germline variation and somatic variations are being shown. Yes, obviously we can see that the annotated VCF file is more informative in terms of metadata. This is the non-annotated VCF file with SNPF. This is annotated VCF with SNPF. Okay, so then finally you can also visualize the variants in IGV. With this we complete the variation module, and with this we complete the NGS classes. So I will release the certificates soon. I will mail you the certificates. Yes.
So Harsh, when you are going to start further RNA analysis?
Yeah, I
I mean,
will inform after I reach Allahabad BJG, because there I have to see how it is, right? My schedule, everything.
So when you are going to Allahabad?
17th Saturday I am starting. 18th I am reaching Sunday.
Okay. Let me know if you need anything in Allahabad, okay? Because I have many friends there. Also, like someone of my relatives are there.
Yeah.
So if you need anything anytime, you can just message me on the WhatsApp.
Yeah, sure, brother. Thank you. And actually,
You have been in before in Allahabad?
I have been in 2009 for the Nobel Laureate Science Conclave.
Okay. So you are like aware about the place, because it's
yeah.
quite little bit like far away from the city.
Yeah. We had pickup
you
bus
are going
from.
to live in the hostel there.
Yeah, for PhD students, they are giving single room hostel, and also
Yes.
there is
It's
no
quite
hostel
fancy.
There is no hostel fee for PhD students.
Yes.
And Brijeshi,
So
how is this like weather at this time?
it's nice. Like we have sun. Sometimes we have the rain.
Yeah.
Also, it's a cool place.
Yeah.
And I'm just they have in the lab, they have all kind of the sequencing facilities and full-fledged molecular biology lab.
Okay.
So because of this teaching job last 3 years, I am quite away from the research.
Yeah.
But once again, I start my research, and they also give me two master and one PhD student
Yeah.
as like I am going to do the co-supervisor.
Yeah.
So I hope like, but like your training give me a lot of confidence
Yeah.
to start some NGS work here.
You can always refer to the Biostar PDF and the other manuals, NGS trainer.pdf.
Yes, yes,
That is
yes, yes.
directly the
See,
same thing we
right
are
now,
following, right?
still
Yeah.
I am just waiting. I have to start something. So it is kind of the independent position. So I have to go and I have to talk to other people what they are doing and how we can
Yeah.
like make some common interest, and I can start my work.
Yeah.
So the here work culture is little bit different from
Yeah.
the like India.
Yeah.
Here is something different.
Yeah. Even when I was in Poland, my guide from first day itself, he allotted me the system and he asked me, "You are Ribish, what operating system you want to use?" I told BioLinux. We installed BioLinux on first day itself
Yes,
and we proceeded. You only Friday,
yes.
early every Friday, only 15 minutes I meet my guide in Poland there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, only one
So
week.
I guess same here. People are just like if I want to collaborate someone, so I have to fix the time. Then I will go
Yeah,
and I have to talk them. I have to present my work, what I have experienced.
yeah,
Then they just present their ones. Then we can find something. So till now I just collaborate with two professor.
yeah,
One is from like he's basically from Belgium,
yeah,
and one is from Poland. Yeah, one is from Igor. He's from Poland.
yeah.
So he's working on something in the RNA nanopore sequencing.
Okay.
So I'm just find some way to this RNA secondary structure prediction in the drug metabolism.
Yeah.
So we are agreed to work on this area.
And
So let's
first,
see. Monday I have again a meeting with him.
1st of November, I'm going to Varanasi on Sunday. That I have ICMR Scientist B exam.
Okay, okay. Varanasi.
Yeah, because that's the nearest center. Allahabad is not having test center. ICMR Scientist B exam I'm writing.
Okay, okay. So in BHU, where is the your center?
Not yet admit card. I didn't get it.
Okay, and did you book the hotel?
This is something called kashistay.com. I saw that. In Dasaswamedh.
Okay, okay.
Dasaswamedh, Varanasi.
The Sasoming. Oh, okay. Actually, I was in Varanasi, like just until I leave the India, I was in Varanasi only, Varanasi city.
Actually, from Allahabad to
Oh,
Varanasi, I'm going in Vande Bharat special.
mm-hmm.
And train.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, Priyeshi, so thank you for attending all the classes. This Shipraji, thank you. And I will say, Shipraji, I will give the extracted PDF.
Okay, okay.
Thank you,
I'll
Harsh.
give the
Thank
extracted
you.
PDF.
We will in touch. We will in touch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely, just, I will once I go to there only I will be able to say any further information about future classes.
Yes, yes,
Because
yes. I think daytime you are not free because you are going to the
yeah,
lab, of course.
yeah,
So only if you are managed in the evening only.
yeah. But still, then once I'm getting fellowship, I should not do additional
Harsh,
things
can I?
also. Yes, Brijesh. Yes, Shipraji.
Yes.
Harsh, can I ask one very basic question? Why you use C command in place of output redirection?
See, output redirection is say 1 minute. I will do clear. So just for example, let us do like cat greater than NGS trainees. Okay, NGS.txt. Okay, I do like Shipraji, Brijeshi, Sangeeta. Okay, that's fine. Okay, then I do cat ng.txt. You will see this in output, right? So let me do again output redirection of this ng.txt to new.txt. So it is just doing the output redirection, right? So let me do cat new.txt. Now we are seeing the output, right? So let me do like this, cat ng.txt and then t new1.txt. Yes. So now you can see the output also, and if you do just cat new1.txt, you can see this, right? Yes, see, basically when you are doing output redirection, whatever output you are redirecting, it's not being shown in the terminal, right?
Okay. T is very direct.
Yeah. T means it will both show in the terminal and it will also do output redirection. Both it will do. See, T, see same ng.txt content I am doing to T, it will show in the output also, it will do output redirection. Both it will do at the same time. Okay. Yes. Generally, if you want to see it in the standard output, that's a good practice so that you can manually inspect the output as it is scrolling down. Okay, so I will issue the certificates by weekend. Yes. Thank you. During the lockdown, all being the part of the NGS classes. Always refer to the Biostar handbook. It's very useful, and ngstrainer.pdf. You have other modules also in the Biostar handbook. Whatever clarifications you have, a WhatsApp group always will be active. You can post your query there. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And all
Okay.
the best.
Thank you, thank you, Vivesh. Yeah, I will share the recording also.
Okay.